After the announcement of the Harry Potter TV series by HBO Max, fans pulled out some absolutely mind-blowing theories that might actually get addressed soon. Neville Longbottom might not be the brightest or the bravest student in Hogwarts, but every passionate fan of Harry Potter is in love with him. While he's a great and important character in the show, the reason for his uniqueness and clumsiness wasn't explained, but this theory suggests a tragic trauma from childhood affecting him. Neville's parents, Alice and Frank Longbottom, were also attacked by the Death Eaters like Harry's parents. Bellatrix tortured Neville's parents in the most gruesome ways and gave them eternal suffering. And it's not pointed out if Neville was around his parents when this happened, but this theory confirms that Neville saw everything that occurred as a baby. Even though he might not recall it as he grew, the tragic event Neville saw affected his memory, which explains why he has a lousy recollection of things. This traumatic side of Neville wasn't explored, but the fact that he grew above to become a good person also expands his strong personality. It's a fact seen by every viewer that the Dursleys hate Harry and treat him terribly. However, behind this fact is a theory that they didn't hate Harry or never intended to, as you will get to know why the relationship between the Dursleys and Harry became so much worse. Horcruxes only make people bitter, according to Ginny's experience with the journal and Harry, Ron and Hermione's contact with the locket. So, Horcruxes have a terrible influence on someone who stays around them for a long time, and Harry is a Horcrux who was with the Dursleys for an extended period and just affected them more and made them irritated towards him. Harry became a Horcrux as part of Voldemort's soul was left in his body when Voldemort attempted to get rid of him. So, even though this theory doesn't justify the Dursleys' wickedness on Harry, it shows their hatred for Harry is more of the Horcrux effect than his wizard history. For an orphan like Harry, having two close friends like Hermione and Ron wasn't accidental, as you will be shocked to find the alleged real intention behind their friendship. Now, according to this theory, it's believed that Hermione and Ron were set up to be just like parents to Harry by Dumbledore, since he didn't have a real upbringing experience. This theory is backed up by a similarity between how Harry's parents and friends surrounded and helped him, from childhood to adulthood. Harry enjoyed the doting attention of Hermione and Ron, and as a baby, Harry was supported and carried by his parents, even though it was brief. And this means that the position of Hermione and Ron in Harry's life is beyond friendship, as they also double as his parents. And this theory gets better, which makes it possible to say the relationship between Ron and Hermione was romantic, because they could be James and Lily who got reincarnated for the sake of Harry. Interestingly, the love that grew between Ron and Hermione isn't just another romantic plot for Harry Potter. If you remember clearly, love is a strong force that protects against evil surrounding Harry and others at Hogwarts. And this love, to an extent, shielded Harry Potter from many things, especially Voldemort. A reference to Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone also reveals that the parental love that Lily and James shared was something vital Voldemort could never penetrate. Aside from protecting Harry, there were many things that Ron and Hermione taught him that regular friends wouldn't bother with. Ron, a funny pure blood like James, took Harry through the light in the wizard world and also helped him learn to be social and have fun as a child. And Hermione, who's similar to Lily in many ways and also an intelligent muggle-born, really added a lot of value to Harry's life, like telling him what to do and giving him that motherly nurturing. So their friendship was something Dumbledore realized would benefit Harry, as he probably saw the old spirit of James and Lily in them. The hatred the Slytherin house has for muggle-borns goes way back to one of their founders, Salazar Slytherin, who hated them, as he's a pure-blood wizard. However, there is a theory that Salazar's feelings about muggle-borns are just exaggerated, as he didn't hate them but just distrusted them instead. Hogwarts isn't just a school judging by its history, it's also doubled as a safe space for young and old witches and wizards to practice magic far away from normal humans, who used to punish them and persecute them. So it's evident that there was a strong force among the muggles during the time that Salazar lived, which made them always ready to stone or disgrace any witches and wizards in sight. Salazar didn't trust the parents of the muggle-born kids, so according to the theory, he created the Chamber of Secrets at Hogwarts for extra protection, in case the muggle-born kids were used to penetrate Hogwarts and destroy the safe space he created. And because Salazar didn't trust muggles, he kept the chamber a secret until his heir was discovered. If Salazar hated the muggle-borns, he would have attacked their parents to show hatred for them instead of protecting the magical world from them. This theory is also established in the second novel. Another piece of evidence that supports this is the basilisk. It doesn't act on its own to cause chaos. Instead, it follows follows orders and instructions. If Salazar hated Muggleborns, he would have left the basilisk to cause harm to any of them who didn't have pure blood. And no matter how hard Slytherins try to make it look like they hate Muggleborns, the theory suggests that they're just wary of what they could be capable of based on their different background. If you still wonder what truly happened with Harry after Voldemort used the fatal curse on him, then this theory explains it much better, as Dumbledore possibly lied to Harry and the viewers. According to Dumbledore, Lily protected Harry from the fatal curse at the end of Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows 2. But the truth is, Harry passed away and was only brought back to life by the Hallows. Harry waking up in another world and speaking to Dumbledore showed that he has passed and was revived because he had control of the Elder Wand and the Resurrection Stone as the Master of Demise. So, Harry had the power to decide whether to move on to the other world or return, and it makes sense why Dumbledore wouldn't tell him the truth. If Harry got to know he was above the dangers of passing away, he could put himself through many dangerous and stupid situations. Draco was an annoying villain that Harry and the rest of Hogwarts had to deal with. Also, many fans initially suspected him of evil at a young age because it was written all over him. But this theory looks at things differently and changes some facts about Draco that only patient viewers would have noticed. Despite being a very big tormentor of Harry, Draco wanted to be Harry's friend in the beginning. According to this theory, Draco's family detests Harry's family as they are Death Eaters, and they must have tried to plant the same hatred in little Draco, but he saw beyond that. He didn't trust his family's judgment and tried to be closer to Harry in hopes that he could prove them all wrong. However, Draco tried, but Harry wasn't all in for it, as he was also being very cautious. And for a proud boy like Draco, he probably hated himself for not believing his family, and that further fueled his hatred for Harry and his group of friends. The love triangle between Lavender, Ron and Hermione was essential in the relationship that later materialized between Ron and Hermione. It helped them both realize how much they cared and wanted to be with each other. However, the relationship between Ron and Lavender might have been oddly influenced according to this theory. It's not so sure if Ron loved Lavender, but from their first meeting at the joke shop to becoming boyfriend and girlfriend, it appears a love potion was involved in making Ron fall for Lavender. If you examine Hermione and Ron's relationship, you will notice the personal awkwardness that sometimes suggests true love, which is absent in Ron and Lavender's relationship. They were obsessed with themselves, and there was no natural feeling involved. Interestingly, Lavender could have easily purchased one to enchant Ron since it was smuggled into the school several times. Also, Lavender wanted to be with Ron, and she found the perfect time to lace his drink when they got together at the Quidditch party, where there were many distractions as many people drank mindlessly. However, this love potion usually lasts a day, which means it had to be renewed whenever they ate together. But during the holidays, Ron starts losing affection for Lavender and becomes a victim of another love potion from Romilda. And after Harry took him to Slughorn to get an antidote for Romilda's love potion, it automatically removed that of Lavender, which was when Ron broke up with her. So Ron got to stay at the clinic for long, which Lavender didn't like as she couldn't get him to take more of her love potion. Many fans still think there's a plot hole with Harry being able to bring Cedric to Hogwarts through the portkey, but this theory explains why it's possible and why it wasn't a mistake that it happened. Usually, portkeys can only be used if the wizard touches them. However, after Voldemort attacked Harry in the Goblet of Fire, he escaped with Cedric's lifeless body to Hogwarts using the portkey. And people wonder why Cedric could get transported as he didn't even touch the portkey. And here's why. A person using portkeys can move through with anything that's on them or that they're holding. So in this case, Cedric was gone and his lifeless body was just an object, as the portkey didn't see him as a person. So what do you think of these 8 mind-blowing theories, and did any change your belief about Harry Potter? Share your thoughts in the comments, and thanks for watching.